I'm telling you right now, please be careful, especially this holiday season with Black Friday, Cyber Monday just happened. You could spend a lot of it. Now, today we're going over my November manga hauls. Today, at the time of this recording, is the final day of November, the final day of releases for manga this month. I'm also pretty sure I'm gonna need another bookshelf for all that I got, but let's just get into it. So the first series that I'm going to be showcasing for this is a series I actually just finished. It is going to be the 86 light novels. Now, there was a Right Stuff sale. They restocked basically all of the 86 ones, or at least most of them, I would say. I guess I would say the ones that I needed, and so I went ahead and got the rest of them. As of right now, part 2 of the first season is in volume 3. So running alongside, I just finished reading volume 1 and I've already read volume 2. So I'm gonna be moving on to this volume 3 here soon, but getting volume 5 as well. And then one of these super happy ones, volume 6 right here. Absolutely love this series. And also, I don't really know if this is like a little bit of a misprint or like error novel, but if you can see here on this 5th volume, the binding, the neck has a little bit of the cover on it, which honestly, to me personally, I don't mind that if that's the case with this volume. I actually enjoy things like error trading cards, whether that's Pokemon or any of the other cards that we've opened up on the channel. So honestly, as long as I can still read it and as long as it's still good, it doesn't matter to me. But another one that I actually caught up with today, not only because of a new release, but also I found a missing volume at my local store. It is a Blue Period. Now, Blue Period, an anime that is currently airing right now, and although I personally prefer the manga, this is still a super enjoyable series for me, in my opinion. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Right Stuff actually restocked a couple weeks ago volume 3 of the manga, and I sadly had to miss out on it. I had to wait for a paycheck to come in before I bought any, but the Barnes and Noble today, when I went to go get volume number 5, bailed me out and had volume number 3 in stock as well. So I gobbled that up, and then I did get Blue Period 4 recently as well. So again, phenomenal series if you love and appreciate art and you want something good to read. Now, something that's been out for a long time and it is not new volumes, I would say, is Black Clover. So I've been in my quest for Black Clover and I've gotten 5 and 6. I'm still missing volume 4, so that is unfortunate. But one, I love this cover. This is a beautiful looking cover, and man, I just love Yami as well. But 2 very nice volumes to add to the collection, and hopefully it grows more, but I don't see myself buying more Black Clover anytime soon because, well, I gotta focus on the new releases. And speaking of new releases and restocks, we have Chainsaw Man. Now, some of you at the time of this recording may be surprised that I've got my hands on Chainsaw Man Volume 8. And surprisingly, this was a part of my purchase that I made today. I guess Barnes & Noble stocked Chainsaw Man Volume 8 early, so I mean, I had to get my hands on it because Chainsaw Man is so hard to find. And also some other things that are tough to find. Other Chainsaw Man volumes that I got via Right Stuff. So I got a couple more volumes of Chainsaw Man in my pocket, including Chainsaw Man 3, Chainsaw Man 4, and Chainsaw Man 5. Chainsaw Man 5, probably my favorite volume of Chainsaw Man as of right now. I love colors, love the rainbow in the Chainsaw Man, so this is definitely super appealing to me. And I'm only missing 1 more volume of Chainsaw Man. If you want to find out what that is, go check out the iCard up at the top because, well, manga ruined me in that sense. Going back to the novels and things, I got Detective Is Already Dead number 2. Now, I still have yet to read this. I think this was at the beginning of the month that this released, so I'm a little bit behind because I'm trying to read other things like Demon Slayer right before the Entertainment District arc releases. But as the novel series itself, I really enjoyed the first volume, and I'm really looking forward to this second one. Even though, because I've already seen the anime, I think I kind of know what happens because the order is a little bit different, but I'm still excited to see how they portray it, the things that are in this that may not be in the anime. And I mean, just Siesta is a phenom. I love Siesta. I've still cried when, you know, Detective died. But a series that has not released recently that I finally got my hands on, Erased Volume 1. Now, some of you may know that I'm super excited about this series. I absolutely love this series. I watched the anime and was absolutely enthralled by it, and the manga I've heard is even better than the anime, and it's just a fantastic story. I absolutely love this. This story has been out for a while now, several years, so it's very difficult to find. But because of Right Stuff Anime, when they restock certain items, I get email alerts, especially for older ones that are out of stock that you don't really find at like your Barnes & Noble or Books A Million or whatever. So I was super excited to snag this. I now have volumes 1, 2, and 5 of Erased, and there's a lot more to go. Yeah, sure, but one step closer is always nice. And speaking of one step closer in manga, it's Fairy Tail. Now, Fairy Tail, a coveted series. A lot of people excited about Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. And although I haven't gotten into the 100-Year Quest, I've very much been enjoying Fairy Tail and its read. I love the art style. It reminds me a lot of One Piece. I think I mention this every time I talk about Fairy Tail, but it's a very enjoyable series. It's goofy. It's got good shonen action, and I honestly can't wait to get more of these. Fairy Tail is usually pretty stocked up at all the places that I go to, so I'm not super rushed on this, especially because they have box sets and stuff. So even if, let's say, volume 7 was not at any of my local places, I could probably find it very easily online of people who have gotten the box sets but already own volume 7, so now they're just trying to sell it as a single or whatever. But a predicament I do have now at this point is Fire Force. So I went ahead and I bought volumes 5 and 6 of Fire Force. Fire Force, an awesome series that I love and recommend to anybody who wants shonen action and a good story with lovable characters. But the problem that I've got right now with Fire Force is that it recently was announced that they're getting omnibus volumes. And so sometimes with Fire Force, it's a little bit difficult to find because this isn't necessarily a new series, especially for these early volumes. So I'm debating in my head what I should do. Should I just go ahead and buy the omnibus volumes and sell my single volumes that I got right now? Because I don't have all of the single volumes. I only have about 6. Or do I just keep trying to plug away? I love collector's editions. I love omnibus volumes. So I think what I may do is I might try to sell these single volumes that I have and go ahead and just buy the omnibus volumes as they come out, because that would also just be much easier in completing the series at this point, in my opinion. All right, we're about halfway through the haul now in this one. But speaking of series that are not necessarily new that I've found out, in the middle volumes, I've gotten Horimiya 7 and 8. Now, I love Horimiya. If you've been around here, seen some of my manga hauls before, hear me talk about different anime, whether that's on Twitch or in Discord, absolutely love this series. I think it's very good and very fun, and I love the manga alongside it. It's a beautiful story. It's a very fun story as well, with, again, lovable characters that are all different, unique, and they bring in their own perspectives. And I'm excited to keep reading this finally, because, well, now I have the next ones to continue. Now, outside of 1 through 8, I also have 14 and 15, so I'm getting close to finishing this series up in terms of collecting it, but still a little bit to go. I would say volumes 7 through 11 I almost never see locally IRL, so fingers crossed to when I do find those other volumes, I got the money to buy them. Now, a series that I absolutely hold dear to my heart in terms of light novels, and you may have heard me talk about this series, so you may already know where I'm going, but if you don't, maybe you want to check out my thank you anime video in the iCard up top. It is Sword Oratoria from Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. Absolutely terrific story. I'll say it again and again. I absolutely love Sword Oratoria. I love Ace Wallenstein. I love the whole Loki Familia, and I love the story that follows them while also keeping on to the Donmachi story. So I just love this series so much. I haven't read this yet. I'm again trying to catch up on Demon Slayer real quick, but when I get to this, I know this is going to be a super enjoyable read. And I actually did order Donmachi II, the manga. For anyone who doesn't know as well, there was a second version of the main manga series that came out, Donmachi II Volume 1, released in November. I did order that off of Right Stuff, and my pre-order just hasn't come in yet. So unfortunate at that, but what can you do? I mean, it's just a waiting game at this point. Not that I already have the first volume of Donmachi, the manga, but anyways, now a movie that I watched that I hold very, very dear to my heart. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Now, every time I say this title, whether that's been on Twitter, in Discord, whatever, and everybody's always like, I had to Google what this was because I wasn't sure with that title why you were crying. And this is an absolutely beautiful kind of like romance story that just absolutely tugs at the heartstrings. And I mean, I won't spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I highly recommend watch the movie, read the manga if you find it. And it was originally based on a novel that came out, so if you can read the original source material, I highly recommend that too. Even though I haven't done it yet, I just know that the story is good, and I know that novels are absolutely wonderful. And if the novel got a movie and manga, then by golly, it's probably pretty good. Now, this next one, I got several volumes of this series that I've been able to thankfully find through a couple things, and one of them is actually a new release that is actually not supposed to technically release until next week. So another volume that came early, Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 13. Absolutely astounding. Jujutsu Kaisen is a great series and one of my favorites as of right now. Absolutely love it. Glad to have picked up the 13th volume when I went to the bookstore just to get Blue Period and end up walking out with 2 volumes that aren't supposed to release until next week. But this isn't all of the Jujutsu Kaisen volumes I found. Usually when I go travel places nowadays, whether that's out of the city or whatever, for whatever reason, before I leave that city, I always try to go to a bookstore to see if they have anything that I'm looking for in terms of manga or light novels. And I ended up finding Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 2 on a trip out in Ohio that I recently took. And this, I mean, I was looking for this. This is tough. I'm finally able to start reading Jujutsu Kaisen again because of this. I mean, I could read on the Viz Media app. You know, I have that and have the subscription, but I like reading the physical version. So I will read the physical versions as much as possible. And I'm very, very excited to get back into it. But that wasn't all. I did do a survey and an interview with Amazon for some of the stuff that they do on Twitch. And I was able to get a couple volumes from an Amazon gift card that they gave me for as a thanks. And so I was able to pick up 5, 8, and 9 as well. So I'm only missing a couple volumes now in Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm almost done and caught up with the entire series. The only ones I don't have though are 0 and 4, which 0 is one of the harder ones to get, especially right now with the movie right around the corner. Please restock when the movie releases. And then also volume 4, which has, well, Gojo Sensei on it, which is a very popular character, and a lot of people probably want that volume. But I'm patient. Again, it'll come around eventually, and plus I can read it on the Viz Media app if all else fails. So that may be what I have to do, but something that I will enjoy in my hands right now, Comey Can't Communicate Volume 11. Again, just trying to catch up slowly but surely in the Comey Can't Communicate series because, well, some of the volumes are a little bit difficult to find, especially Volume 6. Like, where is Volume 6 of this series? It literally doesn't exist. Anywhere that I go, I cannot find it, which is very unfortunate. So, unfortunately, I am still at a stall with the series, not having 6 or access to it. But I'm glad to get my hands on these now because the anime is currently airing right now, and the more popular it gets, because it's one of the more popular series this fall, the more people might catch on to getting the manga as well. So better safe than sorry, in my opinion. But another series that I kind of took a chance on just out of the blue and literally no knowledge of it, Love Me for Who I Am #1. Now, I've recently been itching to try to get more LGBTQ manga. A lot of the web manga that I'm reading as well right now are also LGBTQ based, and I absolutely love it, and I really want more of it. So I decided to look at this series. This has several volumes out, and people like this series generally, I think. So I wanted to take a chance and read it. Just bought it to see how it is, and I actually really enjoy it. I mean, it doesn't have the most engaging story, I would say, but this is a great book in having someone express self-identity, and especially with the problems that a lot of LGBTQ people have in terms of fitting into different spaces of the world. This kind of gives you the experiences of what someone who is non-binary or gender fluid might go through, and maybe even offer a little bit of perspective of how you can be a better ally to those people. Because again, like this book says, love me for who I am. I think that's something to really live by. But if you live by magic and muscles, then Mashal is another great series for you. I got volume 3 of Mashal, and I mean, it's just so funny. It's so dumb. Like, this is just a great series that just gives me a laugh time and time again. We have Mashal here and the gang trying to fight off the evil in their school. And again, if you've never heard of this series before, maybe you're interested in it for whatever reason, this kind of piques your interest. Think of this as Harry Potter, but funnier and not transphobic. So excellent, enjoyable series. Absolutely love it. Can't wait for more volumes to come out and to keep enjoying the series. And I really want this to be animated. Like, I think some of the fight scenes in this series would be insane. So please Hajime Komoto, try to get this animated, because that's a series that I would eat up. Another series that I've ate up in the last month is Made in Abyss. Now, Made in Abyss is an enthralling mystery, kind of somewhat horror as well type of series, and throughout every corner in the adventure, there's always something new for Rico and Greg, and it's absolutely enthralling throughout the season and the movie. Made in Abyss season 2 is coming out soon. You can check out the iCard up at the top over here if you want to see me react to the trailer for the second season of Made in Abyss. And just absolutely astounding series, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I was only able to get a couple volumes as of right now, 2, 4, and 5, but I know right now that Amazon currently has volume 1 in stock. So when I get a paycheck, hopefully sooner rather than later, I'll be able to snag it, and hopefully it's still in stock. But just an absolute terrific series, in my opinion. I highly recommend it if you're okay with a little bit of graphic stuff. But again, the journey of the Made in Abyss, just the mystery into the unknown, is just captivating, in my opinion, and I can't stop thinking about this series, and I can't stop watching this series. Now, another series that's getting an anime soon is My DressUp Darling. Now, I don't really know much outside of the trailer that I watched for this series, but a couple people recommended that this was actually pretty good. A couple people told me on Twitter that this series was good, so hopefully, you know, it's pretty enjoyable. This is a cool story about a guy who's very much into dolls, and so the trendy popular girl that loves cosplaying and stuff befriends him, and they join a team together of making cosplay. It's a very cool series. I'm not gonna flip through any of the pages because of this parental advisory warning. I'm trying not to get banned on YouTube, but I'm excited to read this. I haven't read this yet, but I almost flipped through it. But I will definitely give my opinions, and hopefully in the next couple months, I grab a lot of the other volumes as well, because even maybe if the anime comes out, maybe a little bit difficult to get this series. The series did publish in 2018, so not new, but not old either. So you could probably find a lot of these volumes at your local place. Now, another series that I do enjoy, well, I enjoy the manga version way better, Peach Boy Riverside. I was able to get the third volume of Peach Boy Riverside that released this past month, and I absolutely love this series. I think the art is great. The story is way better in the manga, and it's in the correct order that makes sense. So I'm very, very excited to continue reading this. Although I did read, how many chapters are in this? So this only goes to chapter 11. Oh yeah, I'm way past this in the web version. I found this series able to read online, and I'm at like chapter 24, I think it is. So still, I mean, I won't be reading this as of right now, but I do enjoy this series and I highly recommend it in terms of reading it. Don't watch the anime. The anime is bad. I made a video about it, you can go check out. But one of the series that I love, both anime and manga, Rent a Girlfriend. Now this is Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend. So this is a spin-off series, brand new. This I've actually been able to read the first chapter through Free Comic Book Day. I was able to snag it, and I absolutely love Sumi, and I love Rent a Girlfriend. So super lovable character in her own side story as she continues to have development of her character in terms of being not super shy, because, well, if you didn't get by the title, she's a pretty shy girlfriend that you can rent. I can't wait for more of these volumes to come out and continue reading the series, and I can't wait for Rent a Girlfriend season 2. Just give me a trailer already or something. But a trailer for an upcoming series that we did get recently, Spy Family. Now, I will admit, I was not on the Spy Family train when it first came out as a manga online. But I will say, I watched Mother's Basement's video that included Spy Family on different manga that you should be reading right now. And so with my Viz Media app that I have and the subscription that I have, I went ahead and started reading it. I was like, oh, well, somebody's recommended it to me, said it's really, really good that I should read it. I'll try it. And I love Spy Family now. I've read the entire thing. I absolutely love it, and I've been able to get 4, 5, and 6 volumes as of right now for my physical collection, because 1, 2, and 3 is so hard to find, so non-existent. You can definitely find volume 6 very easily IRL. I know volume 4 was recently restocked over at Right Stuff Anime, so that's where I got this one. And then 5, I believe, I just got at the local bookstore. So very, very cool series. Absolutely love it. Super good series, and hopefully I get more. That's gonna be all, at least for the hauls, but let me leave you with some final words before you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see some more manga haul videos, there are some up there for you to watch, and also some other things that I think you may enjoy. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great holiday. Let me know down in the comments what you have gotten recently within the last month, or maybe even what you're excited about and what you're getting for Christmas, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, any of that stuff. Hope to see you again soon.